Students, welcome to the online tutorial section. Today we will start the new chapter. The chapter name is operating system. Okay, so operating system, or you can known as OS. Okay, so operating system or OS actually can say is a collection of system programs that together control the operation of computer system. It acts as an intermediary between the user and the computer hardware. So what actually does it mean? That computer only understands the binary numbers, that is the information forms of zeros and ones only. But whatever input we are giving, so that is in the form of English language. So how the computer can understand these things? So we need an intermediary. What is the purpose of an intermediator? Intermediator will interfere, will understand our language, that is English language, and it will convert to it. It's a binary language and give the binary input to the system. And whatever system give you the result in binary language or binary bits, it converts it into the human specific language, so that is English language, and give us the output. So to do this, we need a intermediator. That is, the intermediary is work as a intermediator is actually the operating system. Okay, so it is actually situated in between the application hardware and application software and operating system. Okay, I am drawing the diagram. I am taking a blank page. Okay, right. See how this operating system actually works. Okay, so user is there. Okay, user is here, and application program like MS Word or something we are using. So this is the application software, APP I am writing application software, and here actually operating system, that is OP I am writing. Operating systems are there. Okay, again OP operating system is there. It is communicating, and another part is that is a hardware. Hardware actually the devices through which we are giving the input, or it is inbuilt, that you can touch the stick under the in the monitor. There is a motherboard, okay, keyboard, that CPU. Okay, these are actually the hardware. So actually CPU as a worker intermediary. It means it is taking the information from the user or application software, and then it is transmitted to the hardware part, and from the hardware part it is taking the information and giving us to the user. So this is how the operating system works. Okay, we are moving back to the page, first page. So it is written definition written is that the operating system is like an executive manager in our computer system. It manages all the resources including hardware, software, every devices and memories. So if the definition comes, that write down what is operating system. So you can write down that operating system is a means of communication between the user and the computer, and it is also manages the operation inside the computer. So whatever operation we are performing, it is regarding calculations or regarding any logical operation, anything, any processing data, everything is actually done by the help of the operating system. So user needs application software to carry out the task. Okay, application software like Words, or you can say Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint. These are actually popularly known as application software. So this software also needs the operating system so that it can communicate it with the hardware. Okay, so you can say that the OS is act like a bridge. Bridge is what? Bridge is a connection between two parts, right? So like here you can say it is act like a bridge, or it is act like a intermediary system. Okay, so what are the popular operating system we are getting? Okay, the popular operating system that is there in the middle of 1970s, When the personal computers were introduced, Bill Gates come up with an operating system called Microsoft DIX operating system, that is popularly known as DOS. And later 90s, Microsoft came up with a GUIS based operating system. GUI means it is graphical user interface. This part we will learn about later in the lecture session. So that GUI based operating system is known as Windows. Okay. So there are previously we are having the Windows version 1.0 to 3.1, but nowadays we are having the versions Windows 10 also. Okay. So the example, if you want to give, that is a quick dirty operating system, MS-DOS. These are actually the number of operating systems. Now today we will learn about this MS-DOS. Okay. So MS-DOS, or you can say that is Microsoft operating. This is invented in early 80s. Microsoft got the right on QDOS. QDOS is a quick dirty operating system developed by this small company, Settle Computer, and then it is sold, and under the Microsoft it is named as MS-DOS. Okay. So example are given different. The question will come, give the example of different Windows. That Linux is there, Unix is there, Windows 2000 series is there. So many applications, many operating system are there. So you just give any 2-3 names. Okay. So here there is a chart, that is DOS is there, DOS version 1 to 7, Windows is there, Windows version 1 to 8, and then purely network base is there. Depending upon a network base is also there, and Linux is there. So under version 1 to 8 there is 3.1, 9.5, 98, XP, Vista. There are many more are there. Okay. Just you have to remember the names of this Windows operating system, name of this operating system. So now today we will learn about the functions of the operating system. So what functions actually it is performing. So the function of the operating system, number one, the operating system provides the user interface so that we can interact with the computer. So when we are discussing what is operating system, in that part we have discussed that how operating system is actually work out. Interface is, we can say, intermediary part that I am talking about. Okay. Now it manages the computer hardware such as printer. So whatever hardware is associated with the computer, so it needs to be activated and get the signals and get the information. So everything giving us information, give the signal to be activated, everything is performed under the control of the OS. Okay. And now it accesses the data from input device and transfer it to the computer's memory. So through keyboard or through mouse, whatever information or we are putting or giving to the computer, that is acts as an input. So that input again it is transferred. Whatever we are giving the information, if you want to process it, we need to hold it temporarily. So where we will hold, and we will hold or store, we will store in the memory part. So from the input, whatever it is given by the user, that is stored in the memory. So that memory from the input devices to transfer of a memory to the memory device, this part are also done by this operating system. Next is it manages the application that are running on the computer. What application? The application program, the software that is running on the computer, or you can say the phone, whatever application program or apps we are running, that also taken care by the operating system. Okay. Next is allocate memory space to the program and data. So whatever tasks actually we are giving, so that our task is actually the collection of the small and all the instruction is known as program. So the space is required to execute this program. So the space allocation of this memory space for the particular program is also given by the operating system. It manages file, helping to save the work, organize the file. Okay, whatever save and load it. So everything for manipulation of a file, manipulation is for modification is required or something, we need to store somewhere, we need to save, everything is managed by the operating system. Okay, now that next it manages the computer's memory, deciding what should be loaded into the memory or what should be removed. So whenever our program is executing, if from somewhere else we have to take the from another in a memory part, it is reside in some other memory part, it is reside from that particular memory, we have to bring it back the information to the OS. So that part also be done by the operating system. Okay, so whichever information need to bring and which information is not required, we will delete it. So everything is done by operating system. Now another point, it deals with any errors that occurs when the program is being run and informs the user. So if there is any problem or any error is there, suppose we try to save it two files with the same name. Suppose one file is saved with the same name and you try to save a file with the same name, another file with the same name. So at that point of time, it will give you the notification that this file name, this file is already exists. So if you want to replace it, this kind of a error message or message they are giving. So this also handled by the operating system. Okay, another last point is that it looks after the computer security, preventing unauthorized access to the system. Okay, so operating system as a give us the inbuilt security. Okay, apart from the user who are using this system, no other can access this particular system for the security. Okay, so this security part also provided by the operating system. Okay, so next in the next section, in the next lecture, we will discuss about the operating environment. Okay, so thank you students, I'm ending my lecture over here.